Any questions for Greg? Okay, cool. Thanks, Greg. Appreciate it. Next guest is Dana D. Come on, Dana D.
Gosh, 5 minutes. I'm really glad that the two of y'all are here. So my first Ironman was Ironman Lake Tahoe, and I signed up because Eric said, this is going to be the most awesome, most epic race ever. You've got to do it. I'm like, somebody said something about altitude, and he said, no, it's going to be fun. I didn't know anything about it. I signed up and went out. It was 28 degrees at the start. It had snowed the night before. There was snow on the mountains. The fog was so thick you could not see. I was like, God, is my time up already? You couldn't see the buoys. It was absolutely ridiculous. But I had already planned, like, I'm going to go out and do the best I can and make them take my chip. Like, that was my whole thing. I will not stop. Did the swim just fine, got on the bike. The bike had about 9,500 feet of climb. And it was anywhere from 5,500 feet to 7,200 feet of altitude. And altitude does really actually make a little bit of a difference. The second time around that loop, I had told somebody, if you get off the bike and walk, you're done. Because somebody was like, oh, we can just walk, it's too bad. I'm like, no, you're done. You will be completely done. The second time up Brockway, my legs were barely moving. And I could hear Eric in my head going, we love hills. I'm like, no, actually, no, I don't think I do right now. So and people in front of me were getting off the bike to walk. I got off the bike and thought, my day's done, but I have to keep going. Made it miraculously through the bike with probably about 30 seconds to spare.
Wow.
Crying the whole time because in that race you can start a little bit early, and so I thought that because I had made the cutoff time that I was over on the total time, which was wrong. But I came out of transition. I went into transition and came out of transition bawling, saying, I didn't make it. And Dwayne was there going, no, you did. You got to run. I had to start moving and go. And I was just crying, going, no, they're going to come and take my chip. And he's like, well, then let them take it, but you've got to go. So once I realized that the chip police were not actually going to come and take my chip, I ran and never once that whole time thought, I'm not going to make the cutoff. I felt like I could run all night. I'll be fine. Finished about 16:24-ish. So then fast forward 2 years, and I'd had shoulder surgery, had a torn bicep tendon all through training for Lake Tahoe. Had it operated on in January, signed up for Ironman Chattanooga for 2015, and Dink in May said, what's your goal? And I said, well, I want to be sub 13. And he said, you really think you can? And I don't think he was saying it like, really? But I said, well, I've thought about this. If I do the swim in this, the bike in this, the run in this, I'm like, yeah, I think I can. Well, from May until September, Dink was with me in every training session. You really think you can? I think I can. And Eric was with me on the hills. I love hills. Dwayne was literally with me running hills. He started running basically about a year ago and did all of my long...
And it's rocking out now.
Did all of my long runs with me. When I got to Chattanooga, I said that morning, I have to have a perfect day because I wasn't really sure if I could actually pull off a sub 13, but I said it has to be absolutely perfect. So we get in line for the swim. Dwayne was with me getting in line for the swim, pulling on my swim skin, and he goes to zip it up, and the zipper's broken. Aww. He's like, oh, the zipper's broken. I'm like, oh, that's real funny. Zip it up. He's like, no, it really is broken. I'm like, oh, crap, that's the end of my perfect day. I haven't even gotten in the water. He got it fixed. I got through the swim in less time than what I thought it was going to take. I thought, okay, I've banked some time for the bike, got on the bike course, which I did Parker's camp in the summer and did one loop of the course and freaking loved it. It was the most amazing course ever. Rolling hills the whole time, but I thought, I only did one loop. The second loop is going to suck. It didn't. It was even better the second time around than it was the first time. It was the most amazing course. Absolutely loved every single second of it. Got off the bike in less time than what I thought it was going to take. And I thought, okay, now it's just the run. And I've been running hills, and I love hills, and I can't wait to do this. And about halfway through, I'm like, I don't know. My watch went dead. I did not have any gauge to know where I was in the run, so I kept telling myself, do your very best. Just do your very best. Let the result be what the result is, but give everything you have. Give every ounce of determination that you have to try to have that perfect day. I saw Dwayne part the way through, and he goes, I guess we had about 5 miles to go, and he said, you have to keep running. Like, you have to run every step. Oh my God, like that last 5 miles is really hilly on the run. It's extremely hilly on the run. And I walked a few steps and kept hearing him say, you have to run every step. Oh God, I gotta run. Crossed the finish line. He was in the finish chute. He was a volunteer. And he said, you made it. And I thought he meant like I had made the finish. And I was like, well, yeah, I made the finish. And of course the time said like 13:20 or something, because the time was different. But I had made it. It was 12:51.
Awesome.